So this video is going to explore a little bit more about our friend Hugo that you saw in the last video. I'm a bit intrigued as to what is actually going on here. Is this at Silverstone racetrack? Now the reason I say so, I've checked out the original video on TJ Sports and it doesn't actually say. But what I'm just looking at here, as far as I'm aware, you don't just walk into a random bar and see loads of people with Formula One team shirts on. That's not normal, not where the kind of places I might go. We've got a guy with his Christmas jumper with racing cars on it. We've got Merc merchandise, lap lights. There's quite a high density of people with motor racing stuff, and even these kind of menus, when you read them on the close-up, it says ice track. Makes me wonder whether this is a bar at Silverstone racetrack, and these are all people that are linked with the sport somehow. So the chap with his Silverstone jumper, does he work at Silverstone? The security guard with his COVID mask on there, you know, giving him the protection from COVID, with the map, the circuit map of Silverstone on it. So is this taking place at Silverstone racetrack, where it's the screening of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? I don't know, could well be wrong. I'm just trying to piece together what we can see. Anyway, let's have a bit of a closer look at Hugo. Here he is. It's old Hugo in his stripy, preppy, fake rugby jersey. Let's have a look at Hugo. He's getting a bit excited now. See, he's excited, he's celebrating good times. Come on. Anyway, let's forward it to where we see a bit more of Hugo, because that was the last lap. They go on to show us people's reactions to different things that occurred earlier in the race. Oh, just while we're here, security guard chap with his Silverstone track on his COVID mask there. You know, badges. You want badges, mother bitch? Him. Because he's got some nice badges there as well on his epaulets. Not his epaulets, his whatever these are called, as part of his blazer. He likes it. Hugo, look, wide-eyed, incredible. He's amazed by what he's seeing. Is Hugo? Come on, Verstappen! Come on, Verstappen! Hugo likes Verstappen. So, okay, we've proven that Hugo is a Strappon fanboy. Okay, so Hugo comes from a family of Strappon fans. The man that has got a Silverstone sweater, he can't believe it. I can't believe it. Mercedes, not happy. Red Bull will be delighted. They have shared a brilliant championship battle. Hugo's having another clap. Here he is. Oh, the camaraderie. The security guard is hugging the man with a Mercedes merchandise jacket. Yeah, hell yeah.
first time ever.
Here, I've tried to Google lodge bar drink play. Is it bar? Is it bat? Eat. Can't read. Eat, drink and play lodge. So again, where this is from, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you go to Silverstone, what does that say on the back there? I can't read backwards. Lodge something. Con. I don't know. I don't know what it says. But maybe if you know, maybe you can help us out in the comment section. It'll be more interesting to read than the comments that we get from the Strappon fanboy. Anyway, that like to subscribe to this channel, even though they don't like my videos, but they like to come here to tell me that they don't like my videos. Yeah, that's what they do.
When they're presented with a no action for one incident, no action for another, you'll find it we lasted 6 corners until they came together. Our first controversial moment of this race.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's wrecked his chance of passing him down the first straight. He's got another chance now, but it's a bit lumpy coming out.
Right, we're back to Hugo. Now, pay close attention to Hugo. Listen to what he's got to say. Or lip read. Take him out. It's not a computer game, Hugo. Take him out. Look at what Hugo has been conditioned to think Formula One's about. Take him out. These are cars driving around at speeds of up to 200 miles an hour. You, Hugo, think it's okay to intentionally crash another car out of the race? What have you been led to believe is acceptable? It's not a computer game. Back before you were born, Hugo, Michael Schumacher got disqualified from a season for attempting to take somebody out. But you've been conditioned to believe, oh, it's okay. Oh, Max trying to take Lewis out at Brazil means, we call that let them race, Michael. You saw Max attempting to take out Lewis Hamilton at Saudi Arabia, but both cars went off the track there. But then you saw him at Silverstone. Oh, but Max stayed within the track when Max would have tried to take him out. You've been lied to, Hugo. You've been conditioned. But because your desires are so strong for young Maxwell, and that is such youthful, childish, lack of integrity, desire-driven motivation that they've appealed to, this is what it's left. This is the damage it's done. This is the damage it's done. Take him out. Getting a bit angry there, Hugo, aren't you? Take him out. 4 times there, Hugo. 4 times you called for Max to take Lewis out.
Chance now, but it's a bit lumpy coming out.
1, 2, 3, 4. So the Strappon fanboy is urging Max, his hero, to take the other driver out. You don't understand motorsport, do you, Strappon fanboy? That's rather disturbing. That's rather disturbing. Where have you got your education from? Take him out. Mr. Silverstone there, the man with the knowledge.
And this is really exciting for Lewis Hamilton. It's going to be hitting his tyres a little bit as well. I think Kimi Raikkonen's Formula One career has come to an end, and he stopped out on track. He's had a bit of a brush with it. And Sebastian Vettel.
None of which are position, of course. They're obliged to get out of the way, but
So we have no laps of racing to the checkered flag. So what do Red Bull want? And Max Verstappen and
Oh, the last lap. My heart cannot take that. I do not want that mixture. Do not want that mixture. I was ready to leave. Oh, 2 laps ago, I was like, I'm done. It's over. To go. Oh, no.
You could not script that, could you? After a whole year's worth of racing, all those miles, and then it comes down to 1 lap in the end. Simply unbelievable.
So it should never have been equal on points in the first place. And then that with what just happened there, I'm very unhappy. But Max is a great driver.
Why only unlap 5 cars? That's the bit that, is it right? Is it not right? I don't know. I don't think.
Well, it's because they needed the other, who was it? It's Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. They needed them in place to block off Carlos Sainz in third from challenging those 2 cars that they'd separated out for the spectacle to race off for the win, something you're not allowed to do in a Grand Prix. Hopefully that's answered your question. What does this menu here say? Order your festive favourite. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not telling us exactly what the venue is.
I think we've got the winner yet. I think there's going to be some appeals on here, definitely.
2 words. 2 words.
2 words, Hugo. Hugo, tell us those 2 words.
Supermax.
Supermax. Rah! Hurrah for Supermax, Hugo. That's right. Take him out. Take him out. Take him out. Hugo. It's not no likey, no lighty, okay? It's not that, okay? We're not taking them out like that, okay? We're not going to the island of Fernando'S, okay? This is motor racing. We're not taking them out. People's lives are at stake, Hugo. People's lives are at stake.
Supermax. It's great, honestly.
Who's presented it by the TV?
Well, it's the racing gods. They've been good to us. Good to us, very.
Thank you for your valuable insight, Hugo. Now, actually, we're going to benefit from the valuable insight from the comments section. Not all 1,080. We'll look at the ones that appear at the top. They're incredible. Even the security guard had to get happy for Max. Yes. 593 thumbs up to that comment. Right, okay, here we go. It should never have been equal points on in the first place. Damn right. Max would have been like 30 points ahead if not for Baku, Silverstone and Hungary. Okay, so it's another Strappon fanboy that's got 100 thumbs up. What, for Baku, where, his tyre exploded. So that's just unfortunate. Cars retire from races. That happens, okay? You can't go having a little Yeah, he fully deserved it because go and speak to Nigel Mansell about what happened to him in about 1986, 1987. All right? It happens. He's not the only person where they've come runner-up in a world championship due to some misfortune. That's what that one is. Silverstone, your boy Strappon there, chopped himself across. He's the one that caused the accident. If you knew anything about motor racing, you'd know that to be the case. But clearly you don't. And Hungary, again, cars have multi-car pilots. Sometimes you are a victim in one of those situations. That's the situation. But what Konosji doesn't know, or doesn't say in his comment, Max should have been disqualified for Brazil for attempting to take him out. Max should have been disqualified and black flagged in Saudi for trying to take him out at the first corner, where he ran Lewis again off the track, totally off the track. He brake tested Lewis. Some of the most disgusting driving we have witnessed in the sport. Okay, and the guy is allowed to continue to do that without penalty. negotiating your grid position. Again, without penalty. No penalties. Steward's decision. No further action required. Max shouldn't have even been driving in Abu Dhabi. The number of penalty points he should have totted up on his super licence during that 2021 season, he'd have been banned for that race. And I'll do a video about that. But Fernando'S doesn't know. But he's got a social media account. And he's got a keyboard. And he likes to leave a comment. And 100 people like that. This is like watching England lose on penalties in the Euros to Italy. Laugh my arse off. These youngsters these days, this is going to be a problem we're storing up for ourselves in the future. All of these people that are going to grow up without any arses. You know, we're going to, as a population, we're going to have problems as a species. It never gets old. 785 people like England losing, which is that's pleasant of you. F1 is growing rapidly around the world and we love to see it. 1.1 thousand likes. It's growing rapidly and we love to see it. And we don't know what the fuck it is. But we like it. We're excited by it. It's growing and we love it. We love it. And 1,000 people love it as well. But they think they don't know anything. Look at this one. Look at this one. Obviously. Right. Here we go. Credit to the commentators here. You can complain about their bias or whatever else, but like the stewards, you can't deny the enormity of their role in the legacy of this moment. No, you can't. Absolutely right there. You cannot deny the enormity of their role in the legacy of this moment. But you probably don't realise the enormity of it, do you? Okay, of course, no one's listening to a word Croft is saying on the last lap because we're all screaming at the TV. But it's his voice that will now be forever attached to this instantly iconic moment. The ending to this race will outlive all of us. And it's Crofty and Brundle's words that will continue to take unborn F1 fans through it decades from now. You know what? You're absolutely right. But actually, when the truth is revealed, that's going to go down in history. Their role is going to go down in history. Their fraud, their corruption, the part that they played is going to go down in history. But unfortunately, whilst 284 people like your comment, that's another 284 that have got no concept whatsoever that they're being lied to by these iconic commentators whose words will go down in history. This is the problem. If I stood up in front of that room of people that were watching that, and let's say it was at Silverstone, I mean, it could well be. It's highly likely it was some venue that is linked with motorsport to have that concentration of Formula One fans in a venue, right? So let's assume it was somewhere like Silverstone. If I was to stand up in front of all them people and say, right, you've all been just lied to, you don't know what you're talking about. You people that are here at this venue, fans of the sport, you have just been lied to. What do you think their response is going to be? Do you think they'll believe me? No. The reason they won't believe me is they'll say, well, who are you? Martin Brundle here, the man that we know to be the expert. He's just told us they don't have to unlap the cars. It's not mandatory in the regulations, he doesn't think. And Martin's been just telling us for the last 5 laps, how long will they wait? And then when they just released them, well, they didn't wait, did they? So, Martin was saying they might not wait very long. So what are you saying? How can you be right? Who are you? You're nothing. Who are you to tell us that we know nothing, that we're thick, that we're brainless, that we've been conditioned? Who's this guy? We don't believe him. How dare he tell us that we're thick? How dare he tell us that we've been conditioned? That's the response you'll get. Because people don't like being told they're thick. People don't like being told, you don't fucking understand, do you? People don't like being told. The reason you don't understand is because you've been lied to. No, I've not. I'd have known if I'd have been lied to. I'm not that gullible, you know. That's people. That's people. It hurts. So they can't admit it. They can't check themselves. That's the dynamics. This is the media machine, okay? The mind conditioning machine has already done the conditioning. You try and uncondition that is when you're going to hit the problems. Okay? So this is what I need to fight against. And it's going to be difficult. But there's plans. There's plans. We'll see. We'll see if I'm successful. And the Strappon fanboys will no doubt be bombarding the comment section about this because they love to comment. They love to comment. But ultimately, we shall see. We shall see. I'm not going to make promises because when you promise something in advance where I don't know the outcome, I don't know exactly what I'm going to come up against. I've got a vague idea. The extent to which they will go to protect themselves, well, we will see. The danger that puts me in, again, we will see. But it is what it is. It's wrong and it needs to be challenged. And when nobody else is, well, it's going to be me. Anyway, further in the comments, I'm English and I'm so glad Verstappen won. Here we go. The stats. So 340 people liked the I'm English and I'm glad that Verstappen won. The stats. Wins, Max Verstappen 10, Lewis Hamilton 8. Right, now the reality is that 10 includes the gift of the Abu Dhabi parade, which in no way was a contest. It was a 2-lap parade behind a safety car. Oh, yeah, we can't race. But you know what? Max, you won that. Nobody won something which there was no competition, okay? So that's an event that's null and void. And Lewis Hamilton was the valid winner of Abu Dhabi, were it not for the rules being broken to allow Max to win it. So therefore that statistic should be Lewis Hamilton 9 wins to Max Verstappen 8. Pole positions, Max Verstappen 10, Lewis Hamilton 5. Now, this is a bit of a skewed stat. It's irrelevant, but it's a bit of a skewed stat because we saw the introduction of sprint qualifying in, well, sprint races in 2021. Now, let me just give you Silverstone as an example. Lewis Hamilton qualified on pole for the sprint race. So if it was traditional qualifying, Lewis Hamilton would have been the pole sitter for Silverstone. As it was, the pole was determined by the winner of the sprint race. So Lewis set the pole position time, but came second in the sprint, probably not wanting to risk getting into a wheel-to-wheel battle with Max Verstappen and getting taken out. So saving himself for the main race to try and get the 25 points as opposed to being bothered about whether he got 3 points for winning it, 2 points for second place or 1 point for coming third, because that's how many points you got in 2021 for the sprint races. But what that meant was Max Verstappen is being classified as the pole position setter for Silverstone, when actually, had that have been determined another way, like traditionally the way that all the other races are, that's 1 to Lewis, 1 less to Max. So that already takes Lewis up to 6 and Max down to 9. Okay, and then what about Brazil? Well, Brazil, Hamilton's got all these penalties. Did he set the fastest time? Maybe. What was the other race? I don't know. Ultimately, I'm not going to go into it that much on this video, but that's a bit of a skewed stat. Fastest laps. It's neither here nor there. I mean, sometimes you're in a position in the race where you can pit onto soft tyres and for the last couple of laps of the race and go out and snatch it. So really, what does it get? What does it show? It shows sometimes you can get it organically. Other times, the driver getting the fastest lap is just in a position where they can dive into the pits with 2 laps to go, put on a set of fresh softs, just to purposefully get the fastest lap. So realistically, what does that? There's no value in that statistic. Podiums 18 to 17. Okay, whoopee do. All right, whoopee do. Now, again, ultimately, people go, "Oh, that's a new record." Well, if there's more races in the season, the chances of you having the chance to become a podium sitter becomes increased. Back in the day, when they only did 16 races per season, okay, which was not all that long ago, then you're not going to be on the podium 18 times because you couldn't be. But in a season when you've got 21, 22 races, it's possible. So, whoopie-doo. Laps led, 652 to 297. Whoopie-doo. Again, these are it means nothing. It means nothing. If you've ever watched athletics, you can watch the 10,000 meters, which is contested over 25 laps, and you could get Mo Farah running round, and Mo Farah can sit there in 10th position for 24 laps. He didn't lead the most amount of laps, but on the 25th lap, Mo Farah decides he's going to move up the field and with 200 metres to go, sprint past everybody and win the race. Did the other guy deserve to win, who had led the most laps? No, it's fucking irrelevant, isn't it? Yes, but the Strappon fanboy will think there's some relevance to the last lap that led the most laps. That's the way it is. It's irrelevant. But again, it's a statistic that can easily be skewed. So, for example, Spain, 2021, when Verstappen puts in that move on the first lap and makes Lewis Hamilton have to deviate his line. Should he get a penalty for that? Quite possibly. So, he's got to serve that penalty. Does he lead all them laps? No, he doesn't. What about Imola, where, again, Max pushes Lewis off track? Does he get a penalty for that? Oh, we call that let them race. Okay, there's many occasions, there's many instances whereby had Max have been punished, then the situation would have been reversed. All of the laps that Max was leading those races, Lewis would have. So you deduct that number of laps from Max's total, you add that number of laps onto Lewis' total, and in a 50-lap race, well, Max's comes down by 50, Lewis's goes up by 50. That differential soon swings the other way. Even Silverstone, which was a 50-odd lap race, Lewis validly, right, was challenging for position. Max caused a crash. Charles Leclerc went by. Charles Leclerc went by because of the collision. Lewis Hamilton didn't take the lead of that race until there's 2 laps to go. Now, had Max not have caused that collision and Lewis had have made it through, then how many of those laps would Lewis have led? See, it's a bullshit situation. It's a bullshit statistic, but the Strappon fanboy thinks that it's important. Stats don't lie. Max Verstappen won because he deserved to be the world champion. Now, Colin here. What's it? Tamas de Molnar. Right, again, part of the conditioned world. The stats don't lie. He deserves. Let me explain this to you, Colin. Right? Let me explain. What matters is to win. You've got to accomplish the criteria of accumulating the most championship points. That's all it is. The laps led, irrelevant. The podiums, irrelevant. The pole positions, irrelevant. The wins, irrelevant. Do you know something that's relevant? How many points did you accumulate? Because whoever accumulated the most points is the winner. We've gone on into that last race Level on points. Incredible. Level on points. And that points total at that stage included the Belgian parade, where Max Verstappen got 5 more points. He got 12.5 points. Lewis Hamilton got 7.5 points. Neither of them should have got anything because it was a non-event. All right, so you can scrub all that shit out of the way. And what that does, it means that Lewis Hamilton is actually going into that last event with a 5-point lead when you take away Max's 12.5 and Lewis's 7.5 for the non-event at the Belgian parade. Lewis Hamilton is the valid winner of Abu Dhabi 2021. Oh, the stats don't lie. Max fully deserved it. Is that right, Colin? No, that's just something you want to use because you want that outcome. Desire-driven motivation. But you don't understand what's truly relevant and what isn't. And you, like the Strappon fanboys that are subscribed to my channel, they will want to come into the comments section to tell us what they think because they've got a social media account and a keyboard and a desire to defend their idol. Okay? But no, I can say it 3,000 times and the Strappon fanboy, it will not go in. Max deserves the title of world champion. Most wins, most laps led, more laps led than everyone else combined. Broke the record of the most podiums in a single season. And all after what happened in Silverstone, Hungary and Baku. See the narrative that they've all fallen hook, line and sinker for. This is the next generation of critical thinkers. This is the population of the planet. Look into my eyes, not around the eyes, look into my eyes. You're under. You're all under. You're all hypnotized. You're all hypnotized. Admittedly, it wasn't the most ideal win, but it still had everyone on the edge of their seats. 314 likes. Incredible. The title is not lost in the last lap. It was. It's the result of a whole season that they supposedly went into that last lap level on points, yeah? But it's the whole season, yeah, okay. In that season, it is Mercedes that got most of the presents from the stewards. Does this guy even have a clue? No. Max got none. Max got no presents from the stewards. Max got no presents. So, France, where on the first lap he left the track, where there was no incident, he just got it wrong going into that first corner, went off track, didn't rejoin in the correct manner, no penalty. Ooh, that's a penalty that he should have got. Max ran Lewis off track at Imola, no penalty. Made Lewis have to deviate his line going into a braking zone in Spain, no penalty. Caused a crash at Silverstone. Oh, we'll give Lewis the 10-second penalty for that. Brazil, run Lewis off the track. We call that let them race. Michael Schumacher got disqualified for an entire season for doing something similar. Intentionally trying to take another guy out. Saudi, exactly the same. He brake tested Lewis Hamilton. That's a black flag. Didn't get black flagged. Ran him off the track at turn 1. At one of the restarts. Again, left the track. Came onto the track in an unsafe manner, causing Lewis Hamilton to have to deviate to avoid a collision. Therefore, effectively gained a position from going off the track because Lewis was ahead at that corner. Right? Caused Lewis to lose a place to Ocon. Well, we'll negotiate our grid position for the restart there, Michael. Oh, but Max got none. Max got none. So don't feel sorry for Mercedes. 454 likes. The conditioned minds. The conditioned minds. You can see the mix of fans in the crowd and the sheer joy from the excitement of the race. Love it, regardless of side. 128 likes. The sheer joy. There was no sheer joy when I was watching it, and there's reason there was no sheer joy is because I knew it was wrong. How can so many people watch something and not realise just how wrong it is. These people have all got the merchandise. They've all spent 40 or 50 or 60 pounds on a t-shirt just because it's got a few logos on it, right? They spent £60 on a Mercedes t-shirt because, oh, this is the same t-shirt that Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton wear. That shows I'm a true Maxwell Verstappen, a true Formula One fan. Yeah, okay now. Checo, whatever. The only time in my life I lost my voice on last lap of the season after my heart rate reached over 200 BPM. Fucking hell. My neighbours called me after asking, "Have you lost your mind?" Yes, I said. Dear me. Heart rate reaching over 200 beats per minute, mate. Dangerous, that is. You be careful. Oh, team principals, driver of the year result. What does that win? Does that win you a world championship? Does it? So do we vote for the world champion now? Is that the way Formula One is? Let's vote for world champion of the year. You know, rather than vote for driver of the day, let's do a vote for the world champion, shall we? Team principals, driver of the year. 1, Max Verstappen. 2, Lewis Hamilton. This says it all for the Mercedes princess. Well done to Max for one hell of a race. Okay, now. This is the minds. This is the level of intelligence you're fucking dealing with. Okay, now. I don't know why I bother. There is no way that there is no amount of explaining which is going to make these people realise. Okay, they just. This is the damage that is done. The level of upbringing, the level of education, and how conditioned they are by media narratives cause them to be what they are. How do you make somebody challenge themselves and understand the error of their ways? Some of these people, I think, are just comatose. Anyway, Max 100% deserved the championship. He has had a phenomenal season, 310 likes. The Lion, Max Verstappen, is the deserved champ. Most wins, most pole positions, most better in qualify, most podiums, most laps led by enormous margin. Max beat Lewis fair and square, and he also beat the FIA, the British F1 establishment, and the British media machine. Well, the British media machine that set it up for Max. I'm British and wanted Max to win all year. I'm so glad he won, but shouldn't have ended like this. Max is a blessing for the sport. Radio. Cheering like morons when Max crashed at Silverstone. Karma. Yeah, they like the term karma, but they don't really understand. Anyway. Max Verstappen made F1 great again. Oh, who? It's just like the same guy that's making America great again, isn't he? Unbelievable. Anyway, that'll do for this video. Take him out. Max, you take Lewis to the island of Fernando'S. No likey, no lighty. See you next time.